Hello, I'm Kim Sauer for EMS Now at Productronica 2013 in Munich. I'm joined today by Rich Heimsch. Rich,
hello,
lovely
Kim.
to see you here in Munich.
Great.
Always good to see you all around the show, all around the world at various shows. Looking very well,
Thanks.
but I hear you've been keeping extremely busy as well. So what's been going on?
We began representing a Dutch company that has been involved in moisture-sensitive device management and moisture control solutions for a number of years, and helping them get into the North American market. Did marketing for them worldwide, and then began to organize a new sales channel. The really interesting difference is that we've discovered is how the European electronics market is, an industry is 6-7 years ahead of North America in the really disciplined procedural control of moisture in the assembly process. Some of that is certainly the result of RoHS legislation some years ago, and European manufacturers tend to have virtually everything that they're handling, and material-wise being moisture sensitive and requiring attention. And that almost overnight realization accelerated a lot of the interest and a lot of the demand for technologies that would deal with it. So, I mean, today it's about a storeroom size, 3-story automated robotically controlled rooms that track and trace up to 20,000 reels and 10,000 trays of components. And then some other subtleties, for instance, with long-term storage, careful lower than ambient temperature control to retard intermetallic growth and yet not induce tin whiskers. The process management technology development goes on, as well as this massive logistics problem that exists in a factory that has every component and board in it as a moisture sensitive device.
So you said Europe is 7 years ahead of North American market. So is the North American market catching up very fast, or and what's driving that?
There are industry segments in North America that certainly have been managing in a very disciplined way moisture control for many years. Military, high rail, automotive, but. There are a lot of lead-free makes a big difference. It kind of pretty much triples the saturated vapor pressure. The same device, the lead-free reflow, before and after, or with or without, and that can add to MSLs to the same device. All of a sudden, something that had a virtually unlimited floor life has to be controlled. Something that had a 172-hour floor life, all of a sudden you've got to keep track of it. I've had guys tell me they've got flex circuits that they can't keep out for more than 48 hours. So there's technology changes that are driving it, and the recognition that there's a lot of warranty and aftermarket savings to be had, because these are typically latent field failures. They're not end-of-line defects. So that. If you have an intermittent in your handset, you got an intermittent in your ABS system, much bigger problem.
Absolutely.
Medical implant, much bigger problem.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, it's not it's not as though the entire market is that far behind, but it just hasn't been the number one attention issue. But more and more, it's getting that way. And the ability to take advantage of mature technology, 5-6 years worth of teething, done and dusted, in another market is a unique, kind of position.
Well, it's a very strong position actually to be in, because you can look back on 7 years of development and knowledge and and testing and all those aspects, and actually bring the best of.
That's what we're trying to. That's what we're trying to do. One of the interesting twists to that is are the standards that exist and have existed for a number of years, and the and how some of the European manufacturers really consider the IPC Jetic spec to be obsolete. It might be a little too strong a word, but on the other hand, there are solutions that even in this last C revision are only just being touched upon and that have been in mainstream use, like low temperature, ultra low humidity drying to eliminate oxidation, to be able to reset the floor life more than once and still have solderable components and boards. Those kinds of things have been done in European assembly houses for a number of years now.
So you're coming into the market obviously with a product from a customer, but also the knowledge of what has been done. So you have a very strong consulting role, I guess, as well, and that gives you a good position.
Yeah, we feel that's that's an important part of it. Just bringing hardware to bear is never it's just never a very good long-term marketing or business strategy. Providing that knowledge, this kind of applied knowledge and experience is a big differentiator for sure.
And do you feel that is actually a trend you've seen across the industry?
I think it's a
one.
business. I think it's a business reality that even services are commoditized now, and so you've got to move to another level. It's like it's kind of a knowledge chain up to data, information, knowledge, wisdom. It's applied experience that will differentiate a supplier from another.
Finally, a couple of words. You've been walking across the show floor here at Productronica. What's your sense that you're getting about the industry in general?
Well, this is still a fabulous, relatively speaking, outside of Asia. I don't know that there's a bigger exhibition in this, this industry segment. It's a fantastic regional, exhibition. It's partially because what left Western Europe, a lot went to Central and Eastern Europe, so it's still nearby. So you'd have the physical geography to still have the volume and still make it worthwhile for people to make the investment in these stands and bringing equipment and introducing product, which is a very good measure, I think, of an technology exhibition's position is whether companies choose to introduce new products, new technology at that time, at that show. It's manufacturing and manufacturing exports that are at the heart of the health of the German economy. So, they've figured out a way to compete globally without cheap labor.
Yeah.
The level of automation has always been a decade ahead of most places and continues to be. Absolutely continues to be. So, this is still a very fascinating exhibition to attend.
And still one day to go. So, as always, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for popping by, and I'm sure we'll bump into you at the next show somewhere around the world.
I'm sure.
Thank you very much, Rich.
Bye-bye.